Reverend Father Emilio Lim, SVD, our school director, Reverend Father Paulina Belamide, SVD, PhD, our school principal, Reverend Father Peter May Lee, SVD, our assistant principal for Chinese Affairs, Reverend Father Teddy Abbas, SVD, our administrative head, Reverend Father Roland Aquino, SVD, our finance head, Reverend Father Leo Turqueza, SVD, our formation division head, Reverend Father J. De Leon, SVD, our campus ministry head and school chaplain, Reverend Father Vicente Raico, our former school director, Ms. Olivia Palas, head teacher for the basic education curriculum, Kajuran, head teacher for Chinese education, to our esteemed guest speaker, Dr. Reynabel Reyes, to our teachers, our parents, to our guests, and most importantly, to my fellow graduates. A pleasant morning to all. These past 2 months have definitely taken a huge toll on me. Those closest to me, unfortunately, had to experience quite a few of my dramatic outbursts amidst frustration and intense pressure. I would rant non-stop about how confused or undecided I felt, because the thing is, it's easy for young people like us to just merely imagine what we would like to be in the future. A successful doctor, a big-time architect, or a powerful business tycoon, when we are just en route the roads leading to these dreams. However, as the images become more concrete and our steps have to be more decisive, it's just as easy to feel lost and scared, particularly when the bend where the roads diverge are just a few steps ahead. Should we go abroad and be the risk-takers we have always dreamed of becoming? Or should we stay here, well within the comforts of our friends and family who have sheltered and supported us all our lives? Should we still pursue something that we have always set as the dream? Or should we stop and look at another path in the clearing that may lead us to something that we could never have imagined before? It may be cliche, but I guess it's true. Every ending is a crossroad where there are so many decisions to make from an array of options laid before our feet. This point is where we are constantly held back by fear. The fear of difficulty, the fear of disappointing and judgment from the ones we love. And most of all, the fear of failure. The fear that after all the work, after all of the hardships, after all of the tears and anxiety, we are still not enough to make any significant mark in this world. And more importantly, in the lives of our fellow men. Despite this, at some point between cowering and standing up, I realized that to let my fears define and draw my path for me means to miss out on all of the great things life has in store. Fear is not something that we can afford if we want to find out the extent of our capabilities and the enormity of our existence. I believe that taking up the challenge of the diploma program is that first tiny step we have made together to overcome fear. The fear of change, of trying something new, of being different, of daring to think outside the box, and insisting that the word impossible is just a word, and that making mistakes and always being too preoccupied with how to avoid failure is cheating on life. The IBDP taught us that life is a series of detours and roadblocks until you finally see a clear picture of who you can be, not the picture of what people think you should be. More importantly, I think that the best thing that came out of our IB experience is the fact that most, if not all of us, were able to break down our own self-images and walls, and were able to redefine ourselves and find something special and worthy within. Then awkward people can now organize full-fledged activities and strut down runways. People that we never could have imagined to take the spotlight have outshone it. Then lost individuals now have purpose and something that they're working their way towards. We now have something to say and stand for. We now dream of doing something bigger and far-reaching. Each of us have been given precious gifts, that of courage and confidence, and the conviction that though we are all different in our ways, we can coexist and celebrate our uniqueness and diversity. Today, we celebrate our victory over our fears, not because we have fully overcome them, but because we now understand that even fear has a purpose. It is meant to propel us to rise and keep moving, not to cripple us and block the rest of our lives. On that note, I would like to thank my family for putting up with my insane schedule and my constant state of catatonic presence. My friends for tolerating stress-induced meltdowns. And of course, my teachers for being there every step of the way. You are all instrumental to all my successes. I thank God profusely for you, and I share my triumphs with all of you. To my fellow IB graduates, our 2-year IB journey has finally come to its fruition. The road has been grueling, but the dust on our feet has blessed the next journey. Maybe we will miss the small IB halls that have become our home in Haven. Maybe we will miss the 1 to 7 numbers that have only ever really made sense to us. Maybe we will even miss the sleepless nights and each other's frustrated sighs. But as we move forward, let us remember that our IB journey has not yet fully ended. Not because the results are not out yet, but because we have yet to experience and showcase what it is like for a juvenile to be an IBDP graduate. So, IBDP Batch 2018, let's go and prove that our education is truly destined to make the world a better place. Thank you, and congratulations to us all.